Have you ever been in an English conversation where you understood every single word, but suddenly you had no idea what to say?
Oh, absolutely. You know the vocabulary, you know the grammar, but when the conversation starts, your mind just goes blank.
Exactly, and that's what makes speaking English frustrating for so many learners. You don't always need more difficult words. Sometimes you simply need the right everyday expressions.
The kind of phrases that make your English sound natural instead of sounding like something you memorized from a textbook.
So today we're going to fix exactly that. We're going to learn some incredibly useful English phrases that you can actually use in real conversations.
And don't just listen passively. Pick your favorite phrases and try to use them today.
And if you're a B1-B2 English learner, stay with us until the end because some of the expressions near the end are especially useful for sounding more natural and confident.
Welcome back to Emma and David podcast. I'm David.
And I'm Emma. Let's get started.
Emma, let's start with one of the easiest but most useful expressions. How's it going?
Yes, you hear this everywhere. It basically means, how are you? Or how are things? But it sounds more casual and natural.
So instead of always saying, how are you? You could say, hey Emma, how's it going?
And I might answer, pretty good. I've been a little busy lately, but everything's going well.
See? It's simple, but it immediately makes the conversation feel more natural.
And here's an example you can remember. Hey, Mike, how's it going? I haven't seen you in ages.
That's a very natural way to greet someone you haven't seen for a while.
Here's another phrase you'll use constantly. I'm just about to.
This means you're going to do something very soon.
For example, if David calls me while I'm leaving the house, I can say, I'm just about to leave. Can I call you later?
Or if someone asks, are you going to eat lunch?
I could say, yes, I'm just about to have lunch.
It sounds much more natural than trying to make every sentence complicated.
Exactly. And you can use it in so many situations. I'm just about to start work. I'm just about to go to bed, or I'm just about to call her.
Now let's talk about a phrase that's short but incredibly useful. It depends.
We use it when there isn't one simple answer because the answer changes depending on the situation.
For example, if I ask, Emma, do you like working from home?
I might say, it depends. I like the flexibility, but sometimes I miss working with other people.
Perfect. Another example is, are you going to the party tonight?
It depends. If I finish my work early, I'll probably go.
So whenever your answer isn't simply yes or no, it depends, can help you keep the conversation going.
David, here's one I think every English learner should know. That makes sense.
Definitely. We say this when we understand someone's explanation and think it's reasonable.
For example, if you say, I didn't go out because I was feeling exhausted, I can say, oh, that makes sense.
Exactly.
You can also make it stronger. That makes perfect sense.
And this is useful because it shows the other person that you're actually listening.
Right. Good communication isn't only about speaking. Sometimes small responses like that make sense, really? Exactly. Or I see what you mean. Make a conversation. Feel much more natural.
You know what? I think English learners sometimes worry too much about giving perfect answers.
I agree. Sometimes you just need to react naturally and keep the conversation moving.
Exactly. You don't have to sound like a dictionary.
Please don't try to sound like a dictionary.
Let's move on to talking about likes and dislikes.
Here's a very natural expression. I'm not really into.
It means you're not particularly interested in something.
For example, I'm not really into horror movies.
Or, I'm not really into sports, but I enjoy watching football sometimes.
And if you really like something, you can say, I'm really into.
For example, I'm really into photography these days.
So instead of always saying, I like or I don't like, try using I'm really into and I'm not really into. By the way, if you're listening to this and thinking, I actually use some of these phrases already, let us know in the comments.
And if you're learning English at the B1-B2 level, don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to Everyday English 1-2-3 podcast.
Because we're not here just to teach you difficult words. We want to help you understand and use the kind of English people actually use in everyday conversations.
So let's continue. We still have some really useful expressions coming up.
Imagine someone asks you a question while you're doing something else.
You don't want to say, wait.
Right, you can make it more natural by saying, give me a second.
It simply means wait for a short moment.
For example, give me a second. I'm almost finished.
Or, give me a second, let me check my calendar.
You can also say, give me a minute, even though you don't necessarily mean exactly 1 minute.
It's just a natural way of asking someone to wait briefly. Here's one that's especially useful for work, study, and everyday communication. I'll get back to you.
It means you'll contact someone again later, usually after you've found some information or have more time to respond.
For example, I'm not sure about the meeting time. Let me check, and I'll get back to you.
Another example is, I'm a little busy right now, but I'll get back to you this evening.
That's much more natural than simply saying, I'll tell you later.
Exactly, and it's a very useful phrase to add to your active vocabulary. Now let's make things a little more casual.
No worries.
This means it's okay, don't worry about it, or it's not a problem.
Imagine I arrive 10 minutes late and say, sorry, I'm late.
I can simply say, no worries, it's totally fine.
Or if I forget to bring something you asked for,
I might say, no worries, you can bring it tomorrow.
it's friendly, relaxed, and very common in everyday English. Here's a phrase I personally need to use sometimes.
Oh really? What's that?
It slipped my mind.
That's a great one. It means you forgot something that you intended to remember.
For example, I'm sorry I didn't call you. It completely slipped my mind.
Another example is, I was supposed to send the email, but it slipped my mind.
So instead of saying, I forgot, every time, you can say, it slipped my mind.
Exactly, it sounds very natural. Here's one of my favorites. Fair enough.
This is useful when you understand someone's opinion or reason, even if you don't completely agree with it.
For example,
I don't want to go out tonight. I'm exhausted.
fair enough. We can stay home.
So you're basically saying, I understand your point.
Right. It's a short expression, but it can make your conversations sound much more natural.
Let's finish with a phrase that's slightly more advanced and perfect for B1-B2 learners. I'm looking forward to it.
We use this when we're excited or happy about something that will happen in the future.
For example, we're going on vacation next month and I'm really looking forward to it.
Or, thanks for inviting me. I'm looking forward to seeing you.
And here's a useful grammar point. After look forward to, we use a noun or an ing form.
So we say, I'm looking forward to meeting you, not I'm looking forward to meet you.
That's a small detail, but getting these little things right can make your English much more natural.
David, we've learned quite a few expressions today.
Yes, but I don't want our listeners to memorize all of them at once.
Same. Pick 3 that feel useful for your daily life and start using them.
Maybe, how's it going? That makes sense. And no worries.
Or try, I'm just about to. I'll get back to you. And it slipped my mind.
The important thing is to actually use them.
Because there's a big difference between knowing English and using English naturally.
And you don't become fluent by waiting until your English is perfect.
You become more fluent by speaking, making mistakes, learning from them, and trying again.
So the next time you're having a conversation in English, don't search for the most complicated sentence.
Choose a simple, natural expression and keep the conversation going.
That's how real communication works.
And that's exactly what we want you to practice here at Everyday English 1-2-3 podcast.
If today's episode helped you, share it with another English learner who wants to speak more naturally.
And before you go, tell us in the comments, which phrase from today's episode are you going to use first?
Keep practicing.
Keep speaking.
And remember,
You don't need perfect English to have a great conversation. You just need to keep the conversation going.
see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.